Hi guys, welcome back. So you may have heard, or by now you're hearing, that Okudzeto Ablakwa has petitioned Straj against SSNIT selling 60% or selling the majority stake that they have in some hotels in this country. Initially 6 of them, but now been narrowed down to 4. Now his petition borders against violations of Article 78. 98(2) of the 1919 Constitution. Now, he says that the Straj should investigate, all right, how or why the lawmaker, Minister for Food and Agriculture, Brian Achampon, is related to these purchases of the shares that SSNIT is actually hoping to sell. Now, it says that it borders on conflict of interest, abuse of power, lack of due process, procurement breaches, and graft, what you also know as corruption, cronyism as well. Now, a lot of people have been speaking, and you may have heard, whether it's confirmed or not, that SSNIT and is it the reserves or we're having challenges that maybe for SSNIT to be as it was before, to be able to continue, sustain the scheme, would have to be contributing twice as we're doing now, which tells me that it definitely needs that strategic partnership that it is purporting that it wants to do now with a strategic investor. But the question is the process due? Is it clean? Is it fair? How does Rock City be emerging as the one that gets to, be that strategic investor, especially if they use the international standards of tendering, which means that you're a hotel. And so if you're using the international standards, we would want to see that the international hotels will be the ones showing interest. I do not want to scrutinize the process because I'm not an expert in scrutinizing procurement process or procedures, but as a regular person, I'm just thinking, if you used international standard of tendering, then maybe, and it is hotels. Labadi is, who doesn't love Labadi Beach? And the many others that have been mentioned, but you see that people's heart is in Labadi a lot. But we'll cite that one because it is a 5-star hotel. And so if you're looking for a strategic investor, I'm not saying that Rock City is not cut for it, but if you really used international tendering system, then procedure, I should say, because they're not one, but many procedures, then you want to see international hotels at least. So the question is, how did Rock City emerge as that person winning the bid to be the one to get to be the strategic investor that SSNIT is looking for? Bernard, do you agree that if Brian Achampon agrees to be whichever way, whether he is a non-executive director of the company and all of that, do you agree that it can nearly amount to some certain conflict of interest, a certain amount of it at all?
Well, thank you so much. What I believe is a black man is also, capable of managing his own affairs. And you see, we are in a country where we have a mentality or the ideology that wherever foreigners are involved in something, it goes well or is handled very well. But I think we should change that mentality now. As Ghanaians, we are doing so well. And we have an individual who has actually been able to set up a good, a very nice...
What star is it? What star is Rockstar still?
I think it's also a 5-star.
Let me check. But go on, because
but you can check it out. An individual who has actually set up a very nice place that actually attracts a lot of tourists into this country. Since Rock City came into existence, the people of Abetifi and then the eastern areas would attest to the development when it comes to tourist attraction in those areas. Rock City is doing very well. And we all can attest to the fact that when it's Easter, the name that is on the mouths of every Ghanaian.
How many times do you celebrate Easter in this country?
It's Rock City.
How many times do you celebrate Easter.
It's once.
If that's your point of reference.
No, I'm just adding it to my references.
Okay.
Because if Rock City is not doing well, it wouldn't be on the mouths of every Ghanaian doing Easter.
Okay.
And looking at how comfortable, and then, you know, their management over there, even the president actually, you know, spends time there. That should tell you the good work they are doing over there at Rock City.
Okay, so the businessghana.com reports that Rockstar is the biggest 5-star hotel in Africa,
Yes.
located in Kwetia, and it has restaurants, Pizza Hut, front office, lovers garden, pool bar, 500 rooms. It has 500 rooms.
Of course.
Nice.
Yes. Not a foreign owned.
Okay.
Yes, to reference. It's not foreign owned.
So it's owned, you can confirm that it is owned by...
no, he has, I think he has the greater percentage of shares in it, I think so.
He does?
I stand to be corrected.
Okay.
Yeah, but for me, I feel so proud, a black man and perhaps a Ghanaian has actually, you know, invested into business like that.
Will it matter the procedure you have to go through to... We're not disputing, or we're not ruling out the fact that a black man should be able to achieve these things. These are very basic things. In fact, if you're looking for a strategic partner and it's coming from Ghana, even the better.
Of course.
Okay, but do you understand why his name is up for discussion? Do you appreciate it?
I don't know why people should actually make it a big deal to link this deal to Brian Champon.
Why not?
Rock City has a whole management. Brian Champon is always at the Parliament House or the Ministry of Agriculture. So I don't think if he is actually playing a role as the manager there, Rock City will be like how it is now. There is no way it would have been like that.
Have you heard of shadow directors?
Well, it exists.
Yeah.
But from the busy schedule of Brian Champon, I don't think he wouldn't have to do that. That tells us Rock City has good management. Rock City is actually capital intensive.
You know what? I feel like, let me reroute and re-ask this question.
Yeah.
Are you okay with SSNIT selling of 60% of the shares?
You see, SSNIT,
are you okay with the sale in general?
With the sale, I think they want to develop these hotels into a world-class hotels, and then I think there should be much capital, to invest in these hotels. Although we here in Ghana, we feel these hotels are very cool, they are doing great, but maybe the experts might have a lot to say about it, backdoors, that we don't know.
Before we rate a hotel as, then I might as well question how Rock City is 5-star, because then we are not now going to be questioning whether the efficiency and effectiveness of how these hotels are being run is under question. Yeah. SSNIT says that. Here's what SSNIT has to say. It says that the trust is seeking to partner a strategic investor to raise capital to invest in the hotels and also assist in their management. Yeah. The primary objective of finding a strategic investor is to increase efficiency, which I think is just as a first point anyway. Yeah. Now, also profitability, shareholder value, and long-term sustainability of the SSNIT pension scheme, which I think you should be worried about, because then the scheme now is threatened. So these are some of the measures they have to, come up with to be able to sustain the scheme, which I'm concerned about. Accordingly, SSNIT went through international competitive tendering, the ICT, which is what I was talking about. But I don't know whether I've seen a few of the information that they've brought out, because Imani Africa has been doing a lot of work, but I have not seen any international hotel yet that was part of wanting to bid.
Is that a problem?
Yes, it is. Do you understand what international competitive tendering is?
You see, SSNIT has a problem with securing his long-term, long-term savings for, I think, what did he say?
Sustainability of the pension scheme.
And Rock City has that capital to do that. Where all this conversation ends, or the conclusion of bringing on board new partners, is all about capital and management. Okay,
so we are concerned that this person, because of his position, may have had influence in the procedure. Do you want to may have?
I don't believe that.
You don't believe it?
Because it wasn't only Rock City on the table for the deal.
This is why we're saying that.
Yes.
Why Rock City?
Rock City is doing very well.
Okay.
We accept that Rock City is doing very well.
Okay.
And I don't want us to link Brian Champon to Rock
Why
City
not?
because if in case Rock City wasn't performing as it's performing now, we would say he's using his political influence. But ask yourself, isn't Rock City doing well?
You lost me on that point you're trying to raise.
If in case Rock City is not performing as it's performing now, we would actually link it to Brian Champon.
So if it is doing well, we can link it to him. We should link it to him.
So if it's doing well, we should actually link it to the fact that the management and then the capital from the Rock City is actually keeping Rock City running very well.
Okay.
So if in case Rock City is to partner and then get the shares from SSNIT, it's going to do a better job. My basic interest is the fact that Brian Champon is an individual. Rock City is a limited liability company. What makes me happy about this deal, and I should be actually honest with you, is the fact that we are actually developing taste for our people. Yes. So if
let's go back to the point.
Yeah.
The point is that Brian Champon, because of the position he holds, we cannot let him off the hook. Is it in its right senses when Okudzeto Ablakwa is asking Shraj to investigate possible abuse of power, lack of due process, procurement breaches, chronism, and possible corruption, which he describes or professionally said as graft?
Emefa, we had other companies on board for that.
BCB, they are not public.
Yes.
They are not holding. They are managers, directors,
Emefa,
shareholders, members are not.
We don't. You said shadow directors,
It has to be under article. Is it article? What article is this? The person must hold a certain article. The person must hold a certain position before there will be an area of interest to us.
Emefa,
otherwise,
we have shadow directors, as you said earlier on. So we don't know who are the people who are actually behind the other companies who also came in for the offer.
Their names are not here.
Their names are not there. That is why you are not questioning their names. But since Brian actually has percentage of shares in Rock City, Brian is the name in the picture now. I don't have any problem with Brian. The problem is Rock City is doing so well, is managing its affairs so well, and then right now SSNIT has actually given Rock City. Okay. They go ahead to actually
Benjamin has been talking for
all these
Benjamin
hotels.
Has been quiet for
and I know.
Daniel
should know that Rock City is actually going to do a perfect job for them.
Okay, so I mean, you've had a lot of time to explain that we should look on the brighter side of it, right?
Of course.
So we should ignore the fact that he is a minister appointed.
We shouldn't take too much consideration.
We must. Constitution provides that.
But we should take much
consideration. Article 78 clause 3
does, but
says that when you have been appointed, you cannot hold a profitable position. You can't hold, basically in simple terms, you can't now be doing any other business that will be giving you profit.
But what if you had a business before you held the office?
You've got to declare it.
He did.
Okay. Benjamin, please.
Emefa, your laughter actually shows that he didn't, because
I'm sorry, like that's very rude.
No, actually, the checks from Parliament, from the Speaker of Parliament, indicate as indicated by Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa, that he didn't actually go through the due process. But let me say that we are drifting away from the real issue. SSNIT is a national asset. Brian Champon is a member of the current government and also a member of Parliament. In Parliament, if you are a member and you want to acquire a national asset, there are procedures to be followed through the Speaker. You have to be allowed by the Speaker before you can do that. First and foremost, Brian Champon has not done that. We can confirm that. You can make your checks. You are the host, you can make your check, because that is public knowledge. Secondly, the reason why most Ghanaians are speaking against this is that we all know that when you are in government, especially occupying positions like ministerial position and a member of parliament, you have a certain degree of influence, and that it is morally morally incorrect and unethical for you to acquire state resources. That is why anytime, it is not about MPP alone, anytime a member of a ruling government acquires any state property, then citizens are up in arms, because by your position and where you occupy, it is possible that you can use undue influence to acquire the thing, not using the real procedure that will inure to the benefit of the state.
So the Constitution says don't put yourself in that position
Exactly.
at all.
That is where the conflict of interest comes in. And so I am not even concerned about Rock City. It is the fact that if Brian Achampo, who is the highest shareholder,
he actually says that his recent response is that if you go to the registry where you register your company or incorporate your company, it requires that you have a minimum of 2 directors.
exactly.
Now, yes, his name is there as one of the directors, but his name is not there as a director who would be receiving emolument or some sort of payment or to be part of the day-to-day activity. And so this is him. So he's not receiving profit. So if you want to now invoke Article 78, the provision in theory, then
you know very well the role of a director. A director is actually part of the owner or an owner of a company. In most cases.
Well,
whether
in
you
most
receive
cases,
or you don't receive, it is not just for fun that Brian Champo's name is existing on Rock City at the Registrar General Department.
Unless of course it's a limited guarantee,
So,
but it's not a limited guarantee.
So the point I'm making is that it is not for fun. If he is telling us that his name is just there, then we could actually have deleted the name and nothing. This conversation will not even occur. I'm telling you that he has an interest in Rock City. He's a beneficiary of Rock City, and so if
it has to be a word against his. He says he's a non-executive director.
I said his name is on the register as a director. Whether non-executive or not, you are a director.
Your name can be there does not mean that you're receiving profit.
If my name...
The provision does not say that you cannot...
No.
You cannot be registered as...
a director.
Yeah,
No,
I don't see that.
I don't have a problem. I think my point is that his ownership of Rock City is not in doubt. The moment your name is on the register as a director, you are part of it, the business. Do you get it? That's the point I'm making. You want to say that the name is just there for fun and that we should not consider him as having anything to do with Rock City? Is that the logic?
No, his logic is that even if Brian Achampon is there as a director or the highest shareholder or whatever it is that we're insinuating, we should look at the brighter side.
Which is
that Rock City can do a better job
come on. That is
being
actually
a strategic investor to SSNIT so that they can be able to protect the 60% that they're hoping to sell out.
Emefa,
because they need money to sustain the scheme.
Of course.
Emefa,
yeah.
that is actually where I'm coming to. Now, the La Palm Beach Hotel that is in question. Do you know that among the hotels in Ghana, it is one of the best hotels?
Labadi Beach, you mean actually?
Yeah, Labadi Beach.
Yeah,
in terms of their financial,
yes.
year to year.
Yeah.
Now, you shudder to think that a hotel that is performing so well, even under the current economic circumstances where all companies are complaining, is doing very well. Why is SSNIT interested in selling that hotel? And
maybe that's why they have the highest stake. You cannot give what you don't have. You cannot sell what you don't have.
Oh, come on, Emefa. And you, SSNIT, especially when experts have told us that in the not too distant future, SSNIT is going to actually have problem dealing or paying claim.
And now they want to do
Yes.
better. What's wrong with that?
No, and you want to do better. And one of the assets that is the backbone and which is performing well. That
the
is
assets
only...
existed and they were still not being able to sustain the scheme.
And I'm saying that it is because of mismanagement. I'm coming. Emefa, give me the chance to lay the issues one after the other. Aside from the fact that Brian Achampon is a member of government, member of parliament, and has not followed the procedures outlined by parliament for him to occupy that, and that as a member of current government, it is possible that he will exert undue influence in access to that hotel. The fact is that, as you rightly pointed out from the beginning, if even assuming that SSNIT thinks that by selling these hotels, it will make more income or it will gain more opportunities to improve about the scheme, no problem. And so you mean that internationally, it is only Brian Achampon, a competitive tendering, but Brian Achampon miraculously won this tendering because Brian Achampon's 5-star Rock City hotel is bigger than the hotel we have in London, America, Canada, all the world.
But it says it's the biggest in Africa now.
The biggest in Africa, and I'm saying that Brian Achampon has put himself in a position of conflict of interest, not to mention the fact that there are procurement breaches that Honorable Okujeto Abrakwa pointed out, not to mention the fact that there is a chronism, not to mention, why do you put yourself in this position?
As a matter of fact, the minority shareholders must also, in a way, agree or approve.
Of course.
But they have also come out to say that they were not in support of it. As to how much their disapproval will affect the sale of it, I don't know yet, but it's one of the reasons why TUC is actually even said that.
That is why I'm coming to. In actual fact, SSNIT belongs to TUC. Why am I saying that? In fact, Labour Union, actually, Labour Union, who are the contributors to SSNIT anyway, says that they don't agree. And so
what's their share? If it's they are the biggest contributors, but are they the biggest shareholders? No, they're not.
The problem is that when you go to SSNIT right now, the Labour Union as a group has the biggest share. But you see, to come together with the individual members to agree on issue, then that place, that's a problem. That is why even though they have the biggest share, their voice is not all other here, because the biggest shareholder might be one individual who may not agree to what Labour Union is saying.
Which is SSNIT.
Which, exactly. you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's technical. So if we don't take time to go into the issues, we just look at, but there's nothing wrong. But I am saying, what I would just want to say is that, Brian Achampon, if you are doing so well with Rock City, there are so many hotels that are also doing well. Why put yourself in a position where you have to acquire a government asset? Where
it's not him, there's Rock City.
Yes. You see, Emefa, when you say
there hasn't been.
I've already mentioned
the only time we would want to worry about Brian is that when we have found out that the procurement procedure was breached, and now we want to now pierce the veil and go behind to see who and who. But Brian is not coming in now.
Of course.
He's already in. I'll tell you why. Now, SSNIT, Rock City, you are a director there. And we are saying that as a member of government, there is possible conflict of interest in trying to acquire government assets.
Possible.
There is a possible. Okay. That's what I said. I'm saying that, why will you put yourself into that position? Do you understand? Do you think that in Ghana now, among all the people engaged in this hotel business and tourist business, Brian Achampon stand tall? That's what we are saying.
Rock City.
You see, let me clear this Rock City issue. Rock City belongs to Brian Achampon. In actual fact, he's the majority shareholder in Rock City. You understand? So at this technicality about it is Rock City and this, and I'm saying that, you know that in law, a company have a legal entity and a company is considered as a person on its own, and all that, blah, blah, blah. But there are times in law that the corporate veil is removed. For example, when we cite issues of procurement breaches.
When something has happened.
Exactly. And
nothing has happened yet.
But we've mentioned issues of procurement breaches. Abroko has provided some evidence to the fact that there were procurement breaches. That alone means that the corporate veil needs to be removed.
SSNIT has given us a breakdown of how the
SSNIT itself, which is selling the hotel to Brian Achampon, which is so interesting. I find the position of SSNIT very interesting. Imagine SSNIT belongs to an individual, like a company, who owns that individual. You think that that individual will sell. If your mother wants to sell the only one female goat you have in the house that has been supporting your house, then your brother, who is also a member of the house, say that you buy it. And your mother knows very well that maybe if I go outside the household and go to the town, there are people.
No, my mother put it on the market, and my brother also went as a buyer.
Are we sure that they say, oh, come on?
Or this is what
do we know the people? Do we know
the influence?
And that is what I'm talking about.
Anyway, guys,
that's what I'm talking about.
Why influence?
Okay, so well, we hope that's why they say Shad should really.
Of course, so we wait to see.
There's so many things we all are looking forward to. The NDC bringing out that press conference on
Emefa, we need to first of all find out all the companies that has put themselves out there to buy the hotels.
Yeah, they just have interest in the fact that the company is actually an African or a black man who actually.
Oh, you want to go on that trajectory?
No,
Like
I mean,
who?
because during
Who are
that,
you talking about
I
now?
mean the NDC.
The NDC.
Yeah, during that era, we noticed every government state-owned hotel that was sold was actually sold to foreign investors. So I think that is their issue.
He wants
so
to go on the trajectory.
So far as it's from Brian Champion and Brian Champion,
have you forgotten about Papa
a local
Kosi
person and then a Ghanaian. That is their problem. So that is what you are good
At
at.
Youth Connect, and see you another time. Thank you, General Benjamin and Bernard. Thank you. And I will be Kana.
Yeah, I have to say a happy belated birthday to the Minister of Energy, Matthew Opoku Prempeh.
How many days ago? It's so belated.
A year ago.
Yes. If it's even a year, I'll still have to wish him. You know, he's doing the great work, and then, you know, we hope to see what we are expecting.
What's that?
And God should actually, you know, bless him for his good works. I just had to make a statement. We hope to see what we are expecting.
What are you expecting?
We hope to see what we are expecting.
You can't make a comment as if you belong to an occult group and I let it go.
No. All right, so and also a big thanks to my boss, Honorable Simon Sechem, the MCA for Ghanaian Municipality, and then the MP for Ayawaso West constituency. And I want my NDC colleague to know that Ayawaso West constituency is never theirs, and that their candidates should actually focus on farming.
Is that where John Dumelo is
Yes, he
right?
should focus on farming very well, and then he would do so well when he actually invests more into the creative arts industry, as Konyum Kansalewen is doing. It would actually help him very well. So we wish him the best in his farming and then his creative arts industry, and that Ayawaso West constituency should just
is the agricultural industry doing well so much as if he invests, he would?
He should focus very well.
Is it doing well generally?
Oh, of course, okay. Of course. We now have the best price of cocoa ever in this country, and he knows.
Benjamin, over to you.
Emefa, let me say that, first of all, let me say very good morning to my boss, Honorable Sami Janfe, and his deputy, Malek Basantele, for the good work they are doing. In actual fact, with the collaboration of the NDC minority group in Parliament, they have been able to bring to bear the negative activities and malfeasance that the MPP government has caused to this country, and most especially on Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa, for the revelations and the consistency, persistence in bringing out the road that the MPP administration has brought. Say good morning to them. They should continue their good work. In fact, Ghana, they are doing Ghana a very great service, and that the younger generation are looking up to them. Let me also quickly say to my people at the Kriapin North constituency, where I belong to the communication team, that I thank them very much and say good morning to our candidate, John Evans Kumoji, for the good work he's doing. As for whether NDC will win or not win, I'm not good at it, but there is one phrase that I know, agroniform. I don't know whether I've said it very well. When December 2024 comes, we will see whether MPP will win. In actual fact, if I were MPP, I will start putting my house in order, because it is not NDC that is saying it. It is the citizen. Emefa, I know you don't usually buy trotro. I take trotro a lot.
Why not? I do. I'm going to take trotro with you now.
I said not usually.
Okay.
Not usually. You may take once in a while. But when you are in trotro, that is why you understand the agroniform thing I'm saying. Because the form is inside the trotro. And if you see the comments, the positions of ordinary Ghanaians, the fact that they are really dismayed and disgruntled by the abysmal performance of the MPP administration that has sunk Ghana into a hole that will take over a decade for any serious government to bring to get Ghana out of, then you understand that MPP is not only going to leave power. When they leave, it will take them no less than 20 years to come.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emefa.
When the news breaks, when decisions are made, when society says it has to be a certain way, as young people, are we ever part of the conversation? Hi, my name is Emefa Akosua Adeti, and I invite you to be part of discussing relevant issues, be it social, political debate, religion, or culture. Let's have our say. On Youth Connect, we shall spark conversations, challenge what we ought to, and find solutions that benefit us all. On Youth Connect, we shall bring to the fore your passion, most importantly, your voice. Don't just watch or listen, act. It matters to you.